Hello and welcome to yet another post-tutorial of Rule the Rail with me, Felonious the Wizard. I am now going into my next layout, my next track plan, and it's not really, it's from the top of my head. As you probably know, I'm thinking about doing across the USA. My big plan is resting, you can say that, because if I might actually get many new ideas later on, and might as well take them all on the same time. But this time I'm going to start with across the USA, and there are several things to start with. But first off, let's just load the one that I have made so far. There is a very long train, as RtR fans said, and then we have these panels, and they are not one, not two, they are a lot, and you can raise them. You can do a lot with these. Put one behind the other and so on. Totally awesome. Absolutely. This is Neil's work, of course. It usually is his handiwork. And yeah, I like this. I really like it. To have just some sort of panel, some font while you're passing through. But this has some limitations. First of all, yes, I want to go around 10 to 12 states. I want 5 states on one side and then 5 states on the other side. And this board that I have here is not going to be enough, nowhere near enough. Let's see if we can find out how big it is. No, we can't. What? I thought I knew. Oh, over here. Resize. This one is 20 times 4. So it's 4 wide, as I call it, and then 20 long. I see that he does the other way around. But the width of the table in this case is going to be the most important thing, because I'm going to have 5 to 6 states, and each state, I hope, will be approximately almost as broad as the big plan. So I'm going to do several big plans, but they will be much more narrow. I mean, this might actually be too wide. So, and don't bother with the width and the length of the table up there, because I'm going to take this as a width and this as a length, because we are going that way in the longitude sort of way. So how do I now know how to extend if I want to? I mean, if I suddenly make 22 of this, does it put it over here, or does it put it over there? Or where does it put it? And if I take the length of the table and make it 6, will it put one unit here and one unit there, or what's going to happen? Is this the first thing he starts from, or what? We need to test this, and that's why I'm recording this prior to the stream that I'm going to have, and then I'm going to do the rest of the video after the stream. So what I was thinking was, let's see how it looks when we do a 1 by 1. If that's a possibility even. I actually don't know. I guess you have already tested all this and all that, but I haven't. Now here we have it, and this is a 1 by 1. Is it perfectly squared? We don't know. We have no idea how wide it is, but we can actually have one measurement that I use, and it's the long straight. How many long straights can you fit into this one? Connected, of course. You can make 3.5. It's like pi. No, not really. So we can take 1 or 2 of these as well. One, perhaps we can do, well, almost. So you have 3.5 length, which is cool. And is it as wide? Probably. Let's do a copy. Let's do a paste. Let's try to do this. I'm not good at that. And move it down here. And yes, it's good. Totally good. So it's one of these squares is perfect for 3.5 length. Now I can use that. I can really use that, because that means that I can get, let's say you have four of these blocks length for each state, and I need 6 of these. That's 24, and then I need some stuff in between, and I see that it might actually be enough to have 1 in between each one. That's 5 more, so we are up to 29 in length. That's good. That's really good. And I can probably use 3 wide. That is, I have 1 of these on the other side, and then I have a building thing in the middle. Perhaps I put trains in there to run around, or just make noise, or whatever it's going to do. Perhaps. So that's a good start. Really good start. But if we want to extend it, let's say that we want to extend it by 1 in that direction. I want it that direction. Can I do that? Let's see. Resize. Now, as you probably remember, this is the length according to him, and that is the width, and normally it should be, but I'm using the opposite. No, now we see he puts half a 1 on each side. That means that if I suddenly extend everything, then I have to move everything that I've built. And that's not really what I want. That's not at all what I want. We can do the same thing with the length. And we can also resize the other one a bit more. Let's say that we don't now take 3 of those and 2 of these. You probably can see that it's going to be the same. Yeah. So this is the middle part of the whole plan. And that means that if I'm going to count everything, then I have to really count from the middle. He went and took 1/2 of that one and 1/2 on that one. Now I have 1 hole and 1 hole. As you probably will see if I do like this. Yeah. So that's not really how I want it, but now that I know of it, then I can probably use it. And I should probably start by putting up a lot of boards units at the same time. Try to get to the limit as fast as I can, so I don't have to start rebuild everything or move everything or whatever the problems might be, because this is one of the things that I can see ahead, that it might actually be a bad thing. If this diorama ever is going to be working, I really need to know how's the things going. Right, we'll see what's the next part of the video is. Yeah. Now, in order to get to where I want and to get some sort of sense of how big the American states are, I had to use some type of map. I can't just go around making things up. This is the one that I'm going to be using. I've stole it from the internet. Yes, I admit I stole it, but I needed something. And this is the Amtrak system map. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to do the exact Amtrak system. That's not the point. But I need some sort of help, guidelines, or whatever you're going to call it. So this is what I come up with. And according to this map, I have a bigger one in front of me. I should start around Oakland, outside of San Francisco. We are then in California. We go through Nevada, Utah, Colorado, southern Nebraska, into Iowa, up to Chicago, and then we go the northern part of Indiana, over to Cleveland in Ohio, down through Pennsylvania, and somehow we are going to end up in New York. And I'm not totally sure, but doesn't that mean that we go through New Jersey somehow? Anybody count it? I didn't. Now, the thing is that I need to do a thing in each of the state that is either nothing, that is just plain nothing, prairie, perhaps, or that is just a river, or whatever, because I'm not totally sure that I can get something that is peculiar, special, or is, Iowa. Like, for instance, I'm not going to do a station in each state because that would be stupid, because I want the train to just move along through the diorama. I'm just repeating that word again, diorama. So this is what I'm going to use. And then there are a lot of YouTube videos that shows the tracks, that many of the Amtrak travels they can show us, because there aren't that many personal carriages going through the American states. So I wait to sit and watch, and then I will start to build state by state. If I find anything peculiar, special, or whatever, I'm going to use that. Now, back to the size of it all. Now, I have been able to establish the size of it all. First of all, I only want one of those units wide, or that is what I call wide, or length, as the program says. And that is 3.5 long ones. That's one. So up to this part, that's how narrow it's going to be. That's all. But as you can probably see by this configuration, you can do a lot with that small area. But since this is just going through all the way, this is going to take forever, but still. Now this thing that I built here, all this stuff, is actually taking from a station somewhere in the world and redone a bit. I've taken the satellite image from Google. Again, I've stole that too, just in case. Now, how far is it then? Well, each state needs 14 units. Why 14? Well, as you can probably see, I mean, this is probably like 4 or 5 units already. This is the width, more or less, we need. And this is not all that I have in the big plan. I want a big plan with for each state. So up to here is the state line. So if this is now is New York, which is should be, then it's all the way up to this point. And then I will have 2 units in order to get, well, you know, a loop, or connecting with the other side, the states on this side, or whatever I want to do, because there should be trains moving about that doesn't has to do with the train that you are going to follow. And then there will be 2 Amtrak trains in each direction. And of course, down at New York's end, it will go directly from New York over to Oakland. So it just flies all the way over there. They just pass through a mountain, of course. That's all they do. Now, so 94, because I needed 14 for each state, and then I need this in between each of these 6 states on this side. 6 times 14 is 84, plus 5 2's in between, then that's 94. You see, you can't even see the further along. I have no idea how this is going to update, but according to RtR Fan, he's using 99 for his long, and as long as you're building it, you are updating it, and as long as you're running the train, you are updating it. So I don't think it's going to be any big problems. I don't think we have the chunk problems that we have like in Minecraft. So this is what I've been doing so far, and also I must say this is recorded after RtR Fan put out his video about how to remove stuff from your program, which was very nice. Thank you very much for that. Now I have copied, as you probably can see, I've copied this layout and put it over here as well. So I have 3 times these ones, but they are not supposed to be there at the moment. We'll see where they fit in later on, and most likely I will change something. We'll see. But as you also can see, there's a whole bunch of switches down there. So I'm going to start looking into videos around how you get out of New York if you are crossing a river. I know there are rivers just outside. I've seen some already, so probably we will have a pretty wide river up to that point. So this might actually be a river, and then we go past that and so on. These ones are not going to be look like this. They are going to be connected to these ones later on, because that looks just stupid actually. But that's how the layout was, so I'm keeping that. So that's, and then we have Neil Young's marvelous panels. As you probably can see, these are actually, you have the Little Will Hotel there. We have these, their own high-rises and stuff, which is so cool because they are using the rail houses in order to get this panel. So nice, so nice. I'm totally loving those. And you can switch them around so that you get and put some other stuff behind, and there are so many things you can do with this. This is good. This is really, really good. Okay, that's that. Let's see what I've been doing after the stream then. Okay, this video is going to get way too long, so I'm going to do this a bit shorter. This Sunday I was streaming Rule the Rails, and we started on this project, making the loop. This loop is not totally finished. That is, it's not on the right level. I might actually raise these loops up a bit so they go way up. But this is what I got, and it's only between one single unit wide. That's good. That's really putting it down. But before that, I discovered something, and we debated this as well in the stream, that the total number you can have that is within the limit of the area of the board is 225 square units. Now, one unit, as you probably remember, is this. It's 3.5 long ones. That's one unit. So 3.5 by 3.5. When it comes to rails, I call that just a unit. So I cannot get beyond 72 units and 3 wide. It's 15 by 15 if you want to have the short version, but if you're trying to get over that, it's not going to be, it's no use. This is the limitation that I will probably be having. 72 long, 3 wide, or they call that length, I don't. So that is one of the problems that I'm getting. Now I will thereby not have each state being 14 units long. That's not going to happen at all. This, whatever this is not going to be whatever this is, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of things going on as usual. Now I have debated with the guys, and I didn't get any response, of course not, to have the start of the engines here, which will mean, let's see if I can just copy this one straight out of the box. Get one more, thank you very much. So I will start the engines inside the tunnel. Now they are going to be shown around here, so you see the locomotive up here, but by having them in here, they are going to start their way through California, through, well, that's not the point. We will see what this is going to be. Perhaps this is going to be Pennsylvania even. We don't know yet, but we'll get to that later on. All this might actually be removed, or it will be Newark in New Jersey. There is so much stuff that I haven't yet decided on, if I can say that much. But by having these, let's say that you have the 2 main Amtrak trains in here, not the others. They have to be on some sidings or all over the place. And that's where they start and where they go. So the 2 Amtrak trains will start in here. One goes the California way and one goes the New York way. Thanks to RtR fan, or as I will most likely call him from now on, AJ. Thanks to him, I have now got myself some new panels built on. I think they're still in the MISC, right? Oh dear, we can't see much, but hopefully we are able to get something. He actually has made some. Vista 7 is Neil's. Let's see what we have in. I haven't checked these ones yet. This is actually the first time I'm checking them. Hopefully they are still in here somewhere. Container, what did you name them? There's so many stuff. We're also discussing the things about, oh, here we have them. Oh, he made them a big one. Whoa. Well, why not? I can buy that one. So this should be New York City. And you can raise it, but you can't see that I'm raising it. But hopefully I will do it anyway, just because I want to. Like that. And we save. Then I have to reload the game, as you probably know. Okay, the game broke down again. Well, here we have it. Now we can see it as well. Let's see if I... Oh, there we have that. And we raise that one a bit. Oh, look, we have water. That's good. Now, this is New York City skyline. Now, I don't really know that it is New York City, so I'm just guessing that he who has made this, which is RtR fan, he knows that this is. So yeah, and that means that we can start from New York City, but this is New York City, because the railroad starts underground. So we are going to get out here, perhaps crossing a river or whatever, and getting into, well, I'm not totally sure, but this might actually be Newark or something like that. And this will probably most likely not be as long as this is. We'll see. I might actually just cut it somewhere and connect it over here. We'll see about that. So RtR fan 739 has made these, and I think, but that's just a guess, that he will make more. He has made Denver, he's made Philadelphia, and he's made Chicago. So whenever he knows what type of city I want to go in past or something, then he might actually do them. That would be so nice. Otherwise, I am totally content with Neil's Littleville hotel thingy, because that's also so cool, I must say. We can always use that one, whatever city block we are passing through, because that looks like an American city. Right. Yeah, that's about it. We'll see wherever this one pops out again. I have done what I've set out to do this week, so that's done. Next time, well, we'll see. I can't say anything and I won't promise anything. Thanks again to all the kids and who have, all the guys who have helped me. And also a special greeting to Ray, who is in hospital. We are cheering for you. We are hoping you the absolute best. And thanks to all of you out there who is helping with the RtR community. It's not a big one, but we are growing slightly. There was actually a new fan showing up at my Twitch channel this Sunday, and he's already in the Discord and all that. Right, you have it down below if you haven't been there. So thank you for watching, and please take care wherever you are. Wash your hands and all that, please. Bye for now.